Well, we're going to talk today about crime prevention through environmental design. And this is authored by Jane Jacobs. It's a proven theory. It's similar and falls in line with another sociological theory of such as broken windows theory. I'm using this, and this is very much geared towards folks that have small businesses, homes. This is not necessarily, I'm not building this up for the big organizations or anything, because I myself, as a small business owner, and having had experienced the implementation of Cpted on a small structure in a very gentrified and crime-ridden neighborhood community, I can attest to how Cpted did work for me. Some of the pillars of Cpted are natural surveillance. When we talk about natural surveillance, we're talking about things such as the ability to not only see from the structure out, but also see from outside towards the structure, not have any blind spots, have it where folks can be seen coming to and going from the structure. Natural surveillance is a situation where I came in contact when I purchased my building a few years ago, where I had shrubs and trees that were kind of like blocking the view, the line of sight of the building. The building I purchased some years ago, people that were homeless or on drugs. I would actually say that not necessarily homeless. They were. It appeared it was. They call it trap house. It's where people that do drugs go, and this building had been vacant for over 10 years. The bank hadn't put it on the market or could not sell it for one reason or another. Long story short, I was fortunate to buy the building at a very low price. I was lucky, but at that cost, I had to repair the building both structurally, and I actually had to be involved in the crime reduction plan and removing the crime from the building and from the area in order to move forward with all my plans. So natural surveillance was big. I mean, I had to take all the bushes, trees. I hired a landscaping company to come in every month to do serious landscaping and cut a lot of stuff down over time. Natural access control. I had to put perimeter doors outside of regular doors, perimeter doors. There was regular commercial glass doors. All the doors and windows are broken. All the doors and windows are boarded up with wood. To remove all the wood. It appeared that somebody tried to burn that building once and didn't succeed. And then when I purchased the building, they tried to burn it again by burning the bushes. Soon after I purchased the building. So I had to do a lot of moving around and getting stuff. I replaced the glass with sheets of steel, and it's the only way of preventing anybody from being able to break the glass per se, and also it was also to minimize any type of arson. And fortification, that's a part of the fortification. And then right now I'm in the process of one of the other pillars is territorial control. Actually creating or preparing to install bushes on the standoff in the perimeter of the building in order to prevent and create a natural boundary and line, because folks over the years have walked on the sidewalks of that property and the building because they've taken it as if it was just a natural public walkway. And so it's become more attractive to them from walking onto that sidewalk to go deeper into where the structure is, and kind of inviting towards trespassing. Most of the folks, I would say most of the people that are on the property or come onto the property are not, don't look like that have intent of doing anything that's criminal. I've had cameras on that property, and I'd like to say, or I'm going to advertise that I do use the Ring system. They are very reliable, and the Amazon, their clouded system, it's very, I would recommend it to any security professional and to anybody that's in a small business, because the failover, that they have, the cellular technology, they just have a lot of great tools, especially for folks that have a small budget. So back on that, I for 3 years or more years, I've been using that Ring system, and I can see exactly who are the bad actors. And so by looking at the cameras, I actually identify all the bad areas or the hard areas to secure, and I secure those areas instead of spending a lot of money on these big perimeter fences, because I really see perimeter fences for myself as being ugly. I don't want to put something out there that's real ugly to make the building ugly and take away the resale value if I ever intend on selling the building. So I found through observation and studying the whole situation that bushes would be most appropriate, creating natural boundaries and removing and doing away with those sidewalks, and putting a zero-scape out there to create those natural and territorial controls, so then that way people understand where the private property is at and where public property and the lines are at. So long story short, I've used Cpted big time, and before I bought this building, I had gone to a physical security course at the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center, and it was probably one of the best courses I've been as far as an advanced course. And so I used all the auditing tools in order to plan this stuff out. So it saved me a lot of money when it comes to construction and repairs, because I thought ahead and used my audit tools before I made any repairs or changes. So before I even did a lot of things, I actually put stuff out there, real cheap $1 solar lights. I put them in certain sections of the property to see when it would get stolen and where it would get stolen, and then I put it a little chart and figured out, where the areas were highly likely for stuff to be picked up, or stuff to get stolen from, where my high crime areas of the property were. Long story short, after about 3 years, I take credit for reducing crime in that community. Okay, not just in my building in that property, but the whole community, because what happened is, based on all these cameras I put up, kind of just diffusing and reducing and doing away with this trap house, this drug place, it's gone, and also taking away a high traffic place for people that commit crime. What's going on now is that children and most vulnerable populations they're all able to walk past this building to their homes and stuff in a safe manner, because there's lighting now and everybody's able to do stuff, and I noticed that I see less blue lights going past the building. Out of 3 years, in the first year, I used to see blue lights going past the building, I would say every day, like 3 times, 4 times a day, or at night. And year 1 was like that, and then year 2, It was like every week, about 2 times, 3 times a week. Now it's very rare. It's very, very. I'm not going to use the word because we want to keep it that way. But what I'm saying is that the Cpted techniques did work, and I do believe that a contributing factor to the safety and the reduction in crime in the community where I bought this building and repaired this building and did all the Cpted strategies that created one, it boosts the values of the properties. It boosts the values of the homes, not just because of the market, but also because crime occurred less. Those populations that were doing what they were doing, they can't do it anymore there, and they're not frequenting that area anymore, and people are more comfortable there now. There's less things going on, and when things do happen, the cameras that I have, the way I have it set up, they're on my property. I don't tend to have them pointed out in any direction past the curtilage of the property. But if there's traffic or incidents on the property, it's reported. Videos are sent to the local sheriff's office, and so that intelligence is in real time, and it's provided so that information helps mitigate and remove and stop major incidents from occurring or progressing. So there's been numerous incidents where people were stalking, burglarizing, doing all kinds of stuff, and they're running across my property, and we caught the information. I would actually recommend this same strategy, Cpted, be used. And they probably do use it like in a lot of the border areas, because if you put these cameras up and it's done right, the intelligence is critical, it's vital, it's awesome. And what it does is it creates a patchwork of or a safety net that helps law enforcement and community members stop the bad guys. It just ends it right there and then. So long story short is that I bought this building. I used Cpted strategies. A lot of these strategies were used as an experiment when I purchased the building. I bought it for dirt cheap when I bought it. Since then, I've been fortunate that I've been able to work on the building and build it up, and it's the value and a lot of things have gotten better as a result of using Cpted strategies. And I would recommend any small business owner or homeowner use these strategies in order to do the same. And if everybody in the community were to use one or two of the Cpted pillars, entire communities would be a lot safer. This doesn't necessarily mean, or it's not like putting out there where you have to necessarily be overly secure or overly doing things, but at the same point, if you're like maintenance is a good example. If you're maintaining your property, if you're keeping your landscaping down, if you're keeping everything clean, the mitigations are there, and there's proof, because I've actually seen the difference between, it's like night and day, from seeing the property when it was not maintained and it was down and out, to when now that I maintained it, and it's like you're saying, okay, now you can see that all this stuff that you do, and you're doing it over time, it not only impacts my property and my building, it also impacts the property of my neighbors' properties and their homes. So that's my little tip on how Cpted works and how it can help you. if you want to do your own Cpted audit and use Cpted strategies to fix your small business or your home, let me know. I can share like a template that you can use at your home, and go through that template in order to build yourself up your own Cpted plan. Thank you very much, and I look forward to the next video.